Tonight, weather chaos and travel woes. The record-breaking day of travel across the country as millions of travelers get set to celebrate the Memorial Day weekend. We'll have an update on when to hit the road and skies and what the unofficial start of summer could look like with severe weather alerts impacting Americans coast to coast. Plus, what happens when a generation that grew up online is now seemingly unable to escape a new landscape of social media? In tonight's Prime Focus, part 2 of our special Generation Swipe, as we meet the teens navigating the world of social apps and the lawmakers and parents trying to rein it in. And
what was it like actually living behind that veil and having people sort of clawing for you?
It was very scary. It was scary times, especially because the only person I feared seeing my face was my friends, like personal friends at home.
She was named Billboard's Women in Music Producer of the Year. In tonight's Prime playlist, we sit down with superstar PinkPantheress to talk about growing up with the love of music, finding her voice, and this next exciting chapter in her story. Good evening, everyone. I'm Stephanie Ramos, in for Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us. We're following those stories and much more, including the late development tonight, the state of Louisiana passing a bill to classify abortion pills as controlled substances. The ripple effects the newly passed bill could have. Plus, the potential breakup of Live Nation and Ticketmaster, how attorneys general across the country are teaming up with the Department of Justice to take on the live event giant, and what it means for you the next time your favorite music artist comes to town. And it is one of the busiest travel days of the year, but there may be some good news on the horizon for travelers. We take a look at nationwide gas prices by the numbers. But we begin with a severe weather threat as millions of Americans are set to hit the road or take to the sky in record numbers for Memorial Day weekend. Nearly 30 million people from Texas to the Dakotas are under threats for possible tornadoes, dangerous wind, and large hail. That system is slowly moving its way east. The National Weather Service has confirmed multiple tornadoes touched down in Iowa, including an EF3 in Carbon. The tornado that leveled Greenfield has now been upgraded to an EF4, meaning it packed winds up to 185 miles per hour. Dangerous thunderstorms hit the New York City area today. The storms come on one of the busiest travel days of the year. More than 4,000 flights have been delayed so far. So what's to come this weekend? Ginger Z will have the forecast in just a moment. But first, Trevor Alt leads us off from LaGuardia Airport.
Tonight, extreme weather threatening to upend Memorial Day weekend plans for a record number of families hitting the roads and skies. Powerful storms slamming New York City this morning, 60-mile-an-hour winds taking down trees and power lines in the suburbs.
It went from 0 to 60. There was just, it sounded like a freight train, wind, rain pouring down, and power went out.
Severe thunderstorms have led to a ground stoppage here at LaGuardia and several other airports around New York. That's going to impact all these people who are taking off, plus all the planes that are flying in. And this is a big enough hub that's going to have a ripple effect nationwide.
The FAA says this is the busiest Memorial Day for air travel in nearly 15 years, with today being the busiest day of the entire stretch. More than 53,000 flights expected to take off. The FAA telling GMA it's all hands on deck for their 45,000 employees.
We're not anticipating delays from staffing, but the weather is out of our control.
And the weather has been at times out of control. Overnight, an EF2 tornado with 120-mile-an-hour winds tearing through Temple, Texas, north of Austin, and in Greenfield, Iowa, where we now know the tornado that killed 4 people and injured dozens was an EF4 with winds up to 185 miles an hour. They're now racing to clean up those obliterated neighborhoods with more severe weather bearing down again tonight.
So many families affected by all this. Trevor Alt joins us now. And Trevor, what is the TSA saying about the amount of people traveling right now?
Yeah, I mean, Steph, they're saying it's already been so busy just this month that they have already had 4 days that rank in their top 10 busiest days ever. And then this Memorial Day weekend is expected to kickstart what they believe is going to be the busiest summer travel season ever. Of course, as we have seen today, Steph, the weather is going to play a major factor. Stephanie?
It certainly is. Trevor, thank you. Let's get right to ABC's chief meteorologist, Ginger Z. Ginger, what is the holiday weekend forecast looking like?
Stephanie, I wish I had better news, but there is a lot of severe weather to come. So let's go ahead and dive in, because tonight we just got a brand new tornado watch. It includes Elk City, Oklahoma, Clinton, down to San Angelo, Texas. That goes until 11, but there are pockets of severe thunderstorms from Kentucky and Tennessee right over back into Nebraska and South Dakota. That's the line I want your eye to go to when we track this thing through the night. So let's watch the radar and the future cast, as we call it, that'll take that, and you could easily see 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts right through Lincoln or Omaha. Some of those tornadoes or severe thunderstorms in Oklahoma and Texas tonight. But watch that blob of red, the highlighted area that you need to be on the lookout for. Madison and Milwaukee get in it tomorrow afternoon and evening, Chicago, down through southern Illinois, and even into Little Rock and Dallas. Now, by Saturday and Sunday, we're going to go well beyond just the damaging wind with the isolated tornado. We're going to ramp up the tornado threat quite a bit. All of the ingredients are coming together with that next storm. So Kansas, Oklahoma, North Texas, and then that's on Saturday. And then Sunday, centered on Paducah, we really want people to have two ways of getting warnings. This is going to keep growing. I anticipate they will up this probably into that second highest level of threat by the time we wrap our Sunday. So a big Memorial Day weekend ahead, and only going to add to these numbers. It's no surprise that we are above average, Stephanie. 705 tornadoes so far this year. Average is 578, and most, actually more than half of that 705 came in just the last few weeks.
Wow, that is just incredible. I know there were so many people hoping for better weather this weekend, but you've a lot to look out for. Thank you so much, Ginger.
You got it.
Now to newly released police video showing the confrontation between the world's #1 golfer, Scottie Scheffler, and a police officer directing traffic in Louisville. Scheffler has been charged with assaulting that officer. Tonight, what authorities are saying the video reveals and why the police chief says the officer violated policy. Here's Steve Osunsami with that video.
In street camera video that Louisville police are sharing tonight, there are large buses blocking the view, so it's impossible to see what happened before this car pulls up to the entrance at the PGA Championships. But attorneys for Scottie Scheffler say that the pictures help prove that the champion golfer behind the wheel is innocent.
My situation will get handled. It was just it was a chaotic situation and a big misunderstanding.
What you do see is Scheffler pulling up to the entrance with police detective Brian Gillis running after him. There was a fatal accident on the road, and the golfer was trying to make it through traffic for an early start. People are now asking questions about the detective's police report, where he says Scheffler refused to comply with his directions and dragged him with his car so badly that parts of his uniform were damaged beyond repair. None of that is seen in either of the two videos police are releasing that show them arresting the golfer and walking him in handcuffs without incident.
He's going to jail, and it ain't nothing you can do about it.
Police today announced that they're disciplining Detective Gillis for not having turned on his body camera, which would have answered many questions.
We understand the seriousness of the failure to capture this interaction, which is why our officer has received corrective action for this policy violation.
But police say they still aren't dropping the charges against the golfer. He's still facing possible jail time for felony assault, reckless driving, and other charges.
Everything that is out there supports exactly what Scottie has said from the start. Scottie Scheffler didn't do anything wrong. We're not interested in settling the case. We will either try it or it'll be dismissed.
Scheffler was playing at a tournament in Texas today.
And Steve Osunsami joins us now. Steve, what's next in this case?
Well, his lawyers say what should be next is that authorities should drop these charges, and they point to witnesses on the road that morning who say that this golfer was treated unfairly. For now, he has a court appearance June 3rd, Stephanie, where he's expected to plead not guilty. Stephanie.
And we will be watching. Thank you so much, Steve. Louisiana is now expected to become the first state to designate abortion pills as dangerous controlled substances, putting them in the same category as opioids. The state legislature passed a bill making it a crime. ABC's Rachel Scott has those details.
Tonight, Louisiana poised to become the first state in the nation to classify 2 abortion pills as dangerous controlled substances. The state legislator now sending the bill to the Republican governor, who's expected to sign it into law.
29 yeas and 7 nays, and the bill has been concurred in.
Abortion is already banned in Louisiana, but this bill would make even possessing the abortion pills without a prescription punishable by jail time and hefty fines. It's designed to crack down on their illegal distribution.
These pills can be used for dangerous and harmful acts.
Drugs designated as dangerous controlled substances are typically ones with potential for addiction and abuse, not abortion pills.
These medications are used in emergent situations for women all the time, and nobody disagrees with that.
Abortion pills are used in more than half of abortions in the U.S. In Louisiana, doctors will now be required to get special licenses to obtain the drugs.
I worry that there will be some stigma and some taboo if the government is saying this should be controlled.
Tonight, the Biden administration pointing the finger squarely at Donald Trump, who appointed 3 of the Supreme Court justices who overturned Roe v. Wade. Vice President Kamala Harris tweeting, "Absolutely unconscionable. Let's be clear, Donald Trump did this." Louisiana is one of 21 states to ban or severely restrict access to abortion since Roe was overturned. Trump has taken credit for sparking the change.
We broke Roe v. Wade, and we did something that nobody thought was possible. We gave it back to the states, and the states are working very brilliantly.
And Rachel Scott joins us now. Rachel, switching gears just a bit while we have you, you are learning about a new Senate investigation into a meeting Trump had with oil executives. What is this about?
Yeah, and sources tell us that at this meeting at Mar-a-Lago, the former president told these oil executives that they should donate $1 billion to his campaign because if he is reelected, he would step up drilling. He would roll back a series of environmental regulations, many of which were put in place during the Biden administration. Senate Democrats now looking into whether any of what Trump said or any of those possible promises amounted to a quid pro quo. Stephanie?
Rachel Scott for us in Washington. Thank you. Former Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby was sentenced in court after being convicted of perjury and mortgage fraud. Mosby rose to public prominence after charging officers involved in the deadly arrest of Freddie Gray. A judge sentenced her today to 3 years supervised release and 12 months of home confinement. Federal prosecutors sought to prove Mosby lied on documents, first to withdraw money from her retirement account early and then to purchase 2 homes in Florida. But Mosby maintains she met the criteria to take out retirement early and was advised by a broker on the mortgage loan applications. She's seeking a presidential pardon. The Justice Department has filed an antitrust lawsuit to break up the parent company of Ticketmaster. Customer outraged with the company reached a fever pitch during the 2022 debacle over ticket sales for Taylor Swift's concert tour. Today, the DOJ accused the company of monopolizing the concert industry, maintaining a strong grip on ticket sales and driving up prices. Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has more on this.
Tonight, in a major move that could transform the live concert industry, the Department of Justice is suing Live Nation, the owner of Ticketmaster, claiming the company is a monopoly that has crushed competition and driven up ticket prices.
It is time to break up Live Nation Ticketmaster. The American people are ready for it.
In a sweeping lawsuit joined by nearly 30 states, the DOJ accuses the concert giant of maintaining its market dominance through illegal tactics like pressuring artists to use its promotion services, retaliating against venues that work with rivals, and locking concert venues into exclusive ticketing contracts. The AG says Ticketmaster is hammering fans with all sorts of built-in fees.
Ticketing fees, service fees, convenience fees, platinum fees, Price Master fees.
Live Nation has been under the microscope since its botched sale of the Taylor Swift Eras Tour, when high fees and website crashes left millions of fans without tickets.
I waited in line for like 6 hours.
Tonight, Live Nation is responding to the lawsuit, saying it is not a monopoly and that its profit margin last year was only 1.4%. Instead, the company blames ticket prices on factors like rising production costs, artist popularity, and online ticket scalping. But Taylor Swift fan Joe Arcmagian, who is suing Live Nation over that ticket sale meltdown, hopes the government's lawsuit in the end will mean more protections for concert goers.
We are not here to just hand over our wallets. Right now, Ticketmaster is controlling what the fans are able to do.
DOJ officials are being extremely aggressive. They say the only way to encourage more competition and to lower consumer costs is to break the company up. Stephanie?
Pierre Thomas for us in Washington. Thank you. Singer Cassie Ventura is speaking out publicly for the first time since the release of that 2016 video showing her then boyfriend Sean Diddy Combs assaulting her inside of a hotel. In a statement posted to Instagram today, Ventura wrote in part, quote, "Domestic violence is the issue. It broke me down to someone I never thought I would become. With a lot of hard work, I am better today, but I will always be recovering from my past." Officials have said the crime cannot be prosecuted because the statute of limitations has passed. Tonight, police in Southern California are breaking up an alleged international burglary tourism ring. 4 suspects are accused of using camouflaged surveillance cameras outside their victims' homes so they could tell when homeowners were leaving. Here's Matt Rivers.
Tonight, the 4 men inside this vehicle under arrest, accused of being a part of an international crime operation, traveling to the U.S. to commit burglaries, camouflaging cameras in plants, and using Wi-Fi signal jammers to target homes. Police in Glendale, north of downtown Los Angeles, stopping the vehicle after seeing it exit a dead-end residential street with its headlights off. Upon searching the car, finding, quote, a video surveillance device with a battery-packed charging system camouflaged in leaves to gain a view of residences and know when homeowners would leave. Authorities also locating a construction hard hat and a vest to approach homes with minimal suspicion. And they say they found freshly disturbed dirt in a nearby planter. One of those suspects also apprehended just weeks ago following a high-speed pursuit. Police say during the chase, he discarded a Wi-Fi signal jammer capable of disrupting home security systems. Officials tonight saying those 4 men are Colombian nationals and traveled to the U.S. to engage in what authorities now call burglary tourism. An issue now widespread enough, some police departments setting up specialized task forces.
It's very sophisticated. The methods that they're using, we haven't seen before. It's a regional problem, nationwide problem.
And Stephanie, here in Los Angeles County, there have been more recent reports by homeowners who say that they have found more concealed cameras outside their homes. As for those 4 suspects, all 4 now facing conspiracy to commit burglary charges. Stephanie?
All right, Matt, thank you for that update. Still much more to get to here on Prime. NOAA releases its highest on the record May hurricane outlook ever. What we should expect this season. But up next, we've reported on the dangers many teens find lurking on social media, but the platform can also be a force for some good. In part, 2 of our Generation Swipe special, Elizabeth Schulze talks with teens about how it's helped them and gets their ideas for changes that could push the medium to more good. That's next.
Do you feel like even a simple reminder like that would make a difference every time you open the app? Hey, just remember what you're looking at is curated.
Yeah, definitely. I think positive affirmations on Instagram, for example, would actually help the audience a little bit. Like, just to remind them that it's not real. It's just curated.
Whenever news breaks,
we are here in Israel, a nation at war after that brutal surprise attack by Hamas.
On the ground in Ukraine, reporting from Lewiston, Maine.
The scene of a horrific mass shooting.
ABC News Live is right there everywhere.
From the scene of that deadly missile strike in Dnipro, Ukraine.
Reporting from the earthquake in Turkey.
In Rolling Fork, this tornado tore through this little town.
From the most devastating disaster in Hawaii.
From Charleston, South Carolina, on the 2024 campaign trail.
In Iceland, let's go.
Traveling with the president in Mexico City.
Wherever the story.
From the front lines, from southern Israel.
Outside the Gaza Strip.
In Beirut.
From the FBI.
Reporting from the nurses on the picket line.
Here at 10 Downing Street in London.
Streaming live to you.
Wherever the story is.
Wherever the story is.
Wherever the story is. We're going to take you there.
You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live.
You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live, streaming free everywhere. America's #1 streaming news. This weekend, it's time to sit back, binge, and feel the impact. Ruby Frankie.
The police find ropes, duct tape, handcuffs.
Scott Peterson.
If people look at the evidence in this case, they're going to see this crime isn't solved.
Andrew Tate.
We're not the first affluent, wealthy men who have been unfairly attacked.
OnlyFans.
How much do you make on OnlyFans versus, say, an episode on Sopranos? Oh, way more on OnlyFans.
Don't miss the Impact by Nightline Binge Memorial Day weekend, streaming on ABC News Live. What does it take to be the most watched newscast in America?
We are
part of an operation.
Is this our combat operations center?
We're approaching the gate. Militants came in from different directions.
Nuclear reactor.
So you have a couple loaded and ready to go. The house is destroyed, but the flag...
Not a carry in it.
How important it made to USA.
Great work.
Hi.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Ismail? David.
I'm David Muir.
I know who you are.
You
Watch
do?
you every night.
ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
This is a case that has been confounding for decades.
The clown pulls out a gun and fires at point-blank range.
Now, Friday night, the son who witnessed it all.
The last words I heard was, "Oh, how pretty," and bang.
A shocking murder that took decades to unravel is now a mystery.
Something breaks the case wide open.
Finally solved. The stunning 2020 true crime event, Friday at 9/8 Central on ABC.
If you were coming of age in the 1980s, the Brat Pack was near the center of your cultural awareness. But for those of us experiencing it from the inside, the Brat Pack was something very different. If you could have the Brat Pack name not exist, would you? I hated the Brat Pack. What a disaster.
Why did we take it as an offense?
Andrew? I'm not going to say we were the Beatles or anything.
Well, we didn't fill Shea Stadium.
1985? I think we could have.
Social media has become a staple of our society, and for teens today, it has been a part of their lives since the very beginning. So how can you regulate activity when swiping is something that has always been a part of their generation? It's something states are trying to figure out. Our Elizabeth Schulze went straight to the source to ask Gen Z users what would help their time online in the next installment of our special, Generation Swipe.
When I found out about the whole DJing thing and seeing it for the first time, I wanted to try it.
This is Tupac, and I got the vinyl.
I never thought I would get this far because, I was sitting at a little table, my little baby controller, and just making videos, and it just took off.
13-year-old Marley Desenord is the youngest DJ in the NBA, spinning tracks for the Miami Heat. It's a dream gig she says was only made possible thanks to her combined 140,000 followers on Instagram and TikTok.
They actually saw me through social media. They reached out one day, they emailed my dad.
Marley started making the videos when she was 7.
DJ Marley. I was too young, so my dad had to open an account for me.
Within months, she'd gone viral.
I was in disbelief. I was like, wait. She's got this many followers already. And I said, look, Marley, how many people are reviewing your video? She'd be like, wow.
I was scared of social media for, kids, and, there's a lot of predators, and I'm the worry one here, but they did it, and now I encourage it.
Marley's dad, Rodney, says he actively manages the accounts, deleting any negative comments.
She never seen a negative comment ever. You got one that says, great job, Marley. I give her a set amount of minutes, 45 minutes a day, to do everything that she has to do. It's really just to help you stay disconnected from that.
But a new law in Florida threatens to shut down the avenue that's led Marley to her success.
I see where the government is coming from on that matter, but I also see that you can't paint just one brush and try to shut down social media for every child under 14.
There's two sides to this. I know there's kids who just use it, scroll for hours, all day. But then there's other kids like me who want to promote themselves.
The law called HB3 would make it illegal for any child under the age of 14 to open a social media account. Users under that age would have to close theirs. Teens who are 14 and 15 would need parental consent to open an account. Tech companies could face fines for not removing users, and parents could sue them for up to $10,000.
We are putting the onus back on the platforms to comply with Florida law. It's akin to as if it was a warning on a pack of cigarettes.
Florida Democratic State Congresswoman Michelle Rayner helped spearhead the legislation through the state legislature.
I really want these social media companies to be held accountable for what they have been knowingly doing to our kids.
There you go.
HB3 was signed into law in March by Republican Governor Ron DeSantis and is set to take effect in January.
Being buried in those devices all day is not the best way to grow up. It's not the best way to get a good education.
We see adults who can't regulate themselves on social media, but we're expecting, children ages, 13, 14, 15, even younger to be able to regulate.
According to federal law, 13 is the youngest legal age to open most social media accounts. But a 2023 advisory from the U.S. Surgeon General said nearly 40% of children ages 8 through 12 still have one.
The way social media, it asks you to keep coming back because of the dopamine hit you get when you receive likes or when you receive comments. So it's naturally designed to make it so that you can't put it down. And then what you are seeing is also potentially quite damaging.
Developmental psychologist Dr. Eliza Pressman says too many kids are spending too much time scrolling instead of sleeping, which can lead to sleep disorders, depression, and anxiety.
Sleep is so inextricably linked to mental health and growth and brain development. So sleep is key, and we often are scrolling at night in our beds.
At least 30 states put forward legislation this year claiming to improve kids' safety on and offline. But many of these measures are already facing backlash. The ACLU in Florida says the state's new law intrudes on free speech rights for adults and minors.
I've seen time and time again how little youth voices are considered.
Hannah Zulek is a queer 18-year-old. They were behind a lawsuit that helped repeal a Utah law that would have banned anyone under the age of 18 from using social media without parental approval.
There's not a whole lot of other ways to connect with queer communities in Utah if you're a minor and the group you're in isn't necessarily supportive. There are places to do that, but it's difficult.
Utah is now advancing 2 new bills meant to hold big tech responsible for age verification and preventing them from sharing and collecting minors' data without parental consent. The bills also limit screen time to 3 hours a day for anyone under 18 years old.
When I spoke at that committee hearing on the bill, I was the only person under 18 who spoke, and no one said anything about anything I'd brought up.
We wanted to speak directly to those most affected by new social media regulations, including Hannah, Marley, and their fellow Gen Zers.
I want to do an exercise here with all of you because we have the chance to be sitting with all of you together. Raise your hand if checking social media is something that you do within the first hour of waking up every day. A reluctant 6 hands.
It's definitely not the first thing I want to be doing every day.
No question, but yet it is.
Yet it is.
Why do you think that is?
A lot of my social interaction happens on social media, so it feels important and like I need to check it in the morning, I want to see who's trying to talk to me, what's happening. Like my whole life revolves around it.
Whether or not my morning goes well is if I have notifications or if I have notifications on Instagram or Snapchat. If people are trying to reach out to me, that kind of gives me a boost of happiness in the morning. But at the same time, you have the risk of not having the right notifications that you want. You wake up, either you're in a good mood because of what you see or you're in a bad mood. And usually it is you're in a bad mood.
What app, if you had to choose one?
Snapchat. I mean, for me and all of my friends, I think that's our main platform of communication. It's where I talk to everyone. I mean, I think sometimes I have so many conversations on my phone on Snapchat that I then see my friends in person and we don't have anything to even talk about because it's just, we've texted about it already.
So that leads us to this question of what to do about regulating social media. I'm so happy that we get a chance to sit and talk to all of you because you guys are the people who might be most affected by a lot of what's talked about from lawmakers. Start with you, Zaman. You have made a push to be kind of on the front lines of regulating social media.
So I would love to know from all of you what we can do.
Some of the regulation that we're thinking about puts the onus on the social media platforms to build these products to be safer for kids and teens rather than us and our parents trying to police and figure out how to use these platforms effectively.
If I were to provide regulations, it would be just reminders when you open the app, maybe this is not real. This is not what reality is.
This is curated to fit what you want to see.
Do you feel like even a simple reminder like that would make a difference?
Yeah, definitely. I think positive affirmations on Instagram, for example, would actually help the audience a little bit. Like, just to remind them that it's not real. It's just curated.
We grew up with these apps. Social media should be a safe space for us to express ourselves and explore our identities. And we have to think of social media almost as a playground where kids are growing up and they're meeting new people. And do we really want their equipment to be defective?
Social media is enough a part of our world at this point that it's not going to go away. And if we simply ban it for everybody under the age of 18, say, then we have the problem of as soon as these people turn 18, well, then you wander into the world that's full of social media and you don't know what to do with it.
Marley, I'm curious what you think about that, having had such a big break at the age of 7, in part because of social media.
I don't think so. I don't agree with that. I feel like it should be more up to the parents. And they can do that. Like, for example, screen time, to limit how much their kids are on social media and stuff like that.
What do you think, Miriam? Do you think that this is a solution? Are some of these, even just little nudges on the apps, a solution to help get rid of some of that negativity?
In a perfect world, there wouldn't even be an algorithm that is based on what you like to see. I know that's not what a lot of people like to hear. In like all the posts, I feel like you should be exposed to multiple concepts.
I mean, for me, I disagree with that because I like opening social media and seeing the stuff I like. Like, outside of DJing, I like watching the basketball stuff and even just stuff like that.
I probably wouldn't use social media as much as I do, you know, if it wasn't curated to what I like. But I think that also I don't want to be on social media as much as I am to begin with. You know, I see it affecting my ability to have meaningful relationships with people. I see it affecting my motivation in school.
The way I see it, I think there could be almost an in-between where you could still see the things you like, but without necessarily the downsides of the algorithm. One of the platforms I am on a fair bit, Tumblr, has different tags, and you can follow the tags you like, and then you see posts under those tags, but it's not algorithmic.
Yeah, I completely agree with what Hannah's saying, and I would love to see the Instagram algorithm like give you options instead to pick from like a set of topics that you're interested in. And if you don't like those topics after a month or so, you can unselect those and choose new ones. Because right now, we are the product. We just are passive receivers of content. And unfortunately, like that's what creates some of the addictive nature of these platforms.
I think for me is less in the content that I'm being shown, but more the amount of time that I'm spending on these platforms. You know, living in other people's moments, keeping us in these little bubbles, you know, and we should be expanding and talking to real people and having these real world experiences.
So many teens still working to navigate the world of social media. Our thanks to Elizabeth Schulze. When it comes to mandated regulations on social media, how far is too far? We also spoke to grieving parents turned to activists who hope to spark change in our full special Generation Swipe, airing right here on ABC News Live at 8:30 tonight. We still have much more to get to. Coming up, breakout sensation PinkPantheress sits down for a rare interview with our Ushin Singh. From TikTok to sold-out concerts, the songstress shares her journey in our Prime playlist. But next, if you're hitting the road this holiday weekend, we have some good news by the numbers.
What does it take to be the most watched newscast in America?
An operation to capture ISIS fighters.
Is this our Combat Operations Center?
We're approaching the gate now. Militants came in from 4 or 5 different directions.
Operational nuclear reactor.
So you have a couple loaded and ready to go. The house is destroyed, but the flag, there's not a tear in it.
Not a tear in it.
How important is this label right here, Made in the USA? Look at your smile. You're proud of this.
I love this.
Great work.
Hi.
Where are you? Where are you?
Appreciate you.
Thank you, David. Good to meet you.
Ismail? David.
David.
Yes, yes. I'm David Muir.
I know who you are.
You
Watch
do?
you every night.
ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast. Whenever news breaks,
We are here in Israel, a nation at war.
In Rolling Fork, this tornado tore through this town.
From Lewiston, Maine.
The scene of a horrific mass shooting.
From the scene of that deadly missile strike.
ABC News Live everywhere.
In Iceland, let's go.
On the 2024 campaign trail.
Here at 10 Downing Street.
Wherever the story is.
We're going to take you there.
You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live.
You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live, streaming free everywhere.
The sisters of Nicole Brown Simpson.
How do you live with 30 years of rage and heartbreak?
Their first TV interview in 30 years.
Our top story, the death of O.J. Simpson.
Did it change anything for you?
The horror they discovered their sister Nicole faced from her secret diaries and behind closed doors.
It was just frightening. I just wish that I had known more. My sister lived in hell.
The Diane Sawyer interview.
The pain doesn't go away.
Tuesday morning on GMA.
This weekend, it's time to sit back, binge, and feel the impact. Ruby Frankie.
The police find ropes, duct tape, handcuffs.
Scott Peterson.
If people look at the evidence in this case, they're going to see this crime isn't solved.
Andrew Tate.
We're not the first affluent, wealthy men who have been unfairly attacked.
OnlyFans.
How much do you make on OnlyFans versus, say, an episode on Sopranos?
Oh, way more on OnlyFans.
Don't miss the Impact by Nightline binge Memorial Day weekend, streaming on ABC News Live. Why do so many people start their day here?
From ABC News, this is Start Here.
To be in the know and get a different take on the day's top stories.
A lot of news today, so let's get into it.
Listen now to the Daily News Podcast honored with 4 Edward R. Murrow Awards and see why the New York Times calls it a news podcast worth listening to. Start Here, ABC News. Make it your daily first listen.
Now, that's a part of the story I bet you didn't see coming.
Wherever you get your podcasts, Start Here.
It's lunchtime in America, so what are we serving up?
Well, how about everything you need to know?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
Give it to me. Your health, your money, breaking news, pop culture, with the biggest stars, music, trends, and of course, good food. GMA 3, what you need to know. A third hour of GMA in the afternoon.
So join us, afternoons.
For everything you need to know. I love that.
I'm Matt Rivers, traveling with the U.S. Secretary of State in Beijing, China. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
If you're among the estimated 38 million people hitting the road this holiday weekend, you may find some good news at the gas pump. Here's a look at what to expect by the numbers. Nationwide, the average cost of regular was down to $3.58 a gallon as of last week. That's according to AAA. That's down about 10 cents from the month before and about 5% lower than typical pre-Memorial Day fuel costs since the year 2000 when adjusting for inflation. Good news for many as U.S. drivers clocked a record 763 billion miles in the first 3 months of the year. That's according to the Federal Highway Administration. And 70% of U.S. travelers say they plan to take a road trip this summer. That's up from 57% last year. About half those road trippers told a Deloitte survey they were opting for a driving vacation to save money. To help keep gas prices down, the Biden administration has announced it's releasing 1 million barrels from the Northeast Fuel Reserve, although that's a small fraction of 1 day's worth of U.S. consumption. The fact that the unrest in the Middle East hasn't spread into a wider conflict and increasing output from U.S. and Canadian wells are also among the factors nudging prices down. And we still have much more ahead here on Prime. A viral TikTok video has everyone asking, how does a baby know about the Four Seasons Hotel? We'll get answers from her family. The WNBA's expansion continues. Which city is the latest to get a new team?
Whenever, wherever news breaks, it's so important to always remember that lives are changed.
Here in London, in Buffalo, Uvalde, Texas,
Edinburgh, Scotland, from Poland once again tonight. Thank you so much for streaming with us. Ukrainian refugees here in Warsaw.
Do you think you'll ever be able to go back home? We're heading to a small community outside of Mexico City.
Splintered houses and splintered lives. The magnitude of the devastation.
You're streaming ABC News Live. Reporting from Rolling Fork, Mississippi,
Santa Fe, New Mexico,
Raleigh, North Carolina,
the U.S. Capitol,
Mayfield, Kentucky,
Minneapolis,
Mexico, Tongass National Forest, Alaska.
getting you behind the stories as they happen, giving you a front row seat to our world as it plays out in real time, live.
ABC News Live Prime. We'll take you there.
Stream ABC News Live weeknights, America's most honored streaming news program, only on ABC News Live, streaming free right now wherever you stream your news. This weekend, it's time to sit back, binge, and feel the impact. Ruby Frankie.
The police find ropes, duct tape, handcuffs.
Scott Peterson.
If people look at the evidence in this case, they're going to see this crime isn't solved.
Andrew Tate.
We're not the first affluent, wealthy men who have been unfairly attacked.
OnlyFans.
How much do you make on OnlyFans versus, say, an episode on Sopranos? Oh, way more on OnlyFans.
Don't miss the Impact by Nightline binge Memorial Day weekend, streaming on ABC News Live. Whenever news breaks.
We are here in Israel, a nation at war.
In Rolling Fork, this tornado tore through this town.
From Lewiston, Maine.
The scene of a horrific mass shooting.
From the scene of that deadly missile strike.
ABC News Live everywhere.
In Iceland, let's go.
On the 2024 campaign trail.
Here at 10 Downing Street.
Wherever the story is.
We're going to take you there.
You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live.
You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live, streaming free everywhere.
If you were coming of age in the 1980s, the Brat Pack was near the center of your cultural awareness. But for those of us experiencing it from the inside, the Brat Pack was something very different. If you could have the Brat Pack name not exist, would you? I hated the Brat Pack. What a disaster.
Why did we take it as an offense?
Andrew?
I'm not going to say we were the Beatles or anything.
Well, we didn't fill Shea Stadium.
1985? I think we could have.
Get ready, America, every Friday.
The hottest trends, styles, and must-have. What's the right stuff to buy right now? I really love that. It's time to buy the right stuff.
Yes!
And save big time, too.
The right stuff.
Fridays on GMA.
You're gonna love it.
Why do so many people start their day here?
From ABC News, this is Start Here.
To be in the know and get a different take on the day's top stories. Start here.
Now, that's a part of the story I bet you didn't see coming.
Make it your daily first listen, wherever you get your podcasts.
NOAA has issued its Atlantic season hurricane forecast. It is the highest on the record May outlook ever. The average is 14, but forecasters are predicting a range of 17 to 25 named storms with the potential for 8 to 13 of those to develop into hurricanes, and up to 7 could become major hurricanes. Scientists are pointing to the warming ocean temperatures, a direct result of human-induced climate change, as the likely fuel for these more powerful storms. Quick beats and catchy bops, who can deny those? PinkPantheress is the artist to watch. The British-born pop star released one of the most popular songs of 2023. She was also named the Producer of the Year at the 2024 Billboard Women in Music Awards, and tomorrow she is dropping a brand new single. How did Pink find herself at the top of these charts? Well, our Ashin Singh finds out in tonight's Prime Playlist.
For PinkPantheress, each beat is a new beginning. Just a few years ago, the British singer-songwriter was anonymously creating songs in her bedroom for TikTok. Now, the 23-year-old is producing massive hits, like Boy's a Liar Part 2, one of the biggest songs of 2023. And drawing massive crowds.
That always so like intense, but like in a good way, because I love intensity. Yeah.
You live for the intensity?
I do, because there's no point doing anything unless you're going to be intense about it.
At the Pac Brooklyn Paramount, thousands sing every word to break it off.
Okay!
A song originally posted to TikTok. With the help of fans, it's now one of the many songs in her catalog boasting hundreds of millions of streams.
My biggest nightmare has been the idea of doing a job that I really didn't want to do and settling. I couldn't do it. I was like, no, there's got to be a way out. Even if I couldn't sing, I feel like I'd still find a way to do this.
Before her show, we caught up with PinkPantheress for a rare interview at the independent Brooklyn movie theater, Nighthawk. Her sound beat-driven, with wistful lyrics and songs short and sweet, rarely longer than 2.5 minutes.
I was able to experiment, and making short songs was just a result of me experimenting, and a song doesn't need to be longer than 2 minutes 30, in my opinion. We don't need a repeat of verse. We don't need to have a bridge. We don't need it. We don't need a long outro.
Music has always been a part of Pink. In her early teens, she became the lead singer of a rock band, inspired by the performance style of none other than Hayley Williams, from the band Paramore.
Tell me about where the name came from, PinkPantheress.
I was trying to make an account on TikTok, and I wanted it to just be Pantheress. It was taken. And I was just like, this is a throwaway account anyway, so let me just put Pink in front of it because I love the film. And then that was how it was born, but I really was planning to change it.
Pink would begin using the free audio workstation, GarageBand, to produce her songs, developing the wholly unique combination of bedroom pop with the UK stylings of drum and bass.
The first time I had heard your music was, I feel like late 2020, early 2021, and my first thought was, who the heck is this? I need to find out more music from this girl.
Right.
And I couldn't. There was nothing online.
I made myself very incognito. I wanted people to, at that point, have like a real strong desire and like a real like taste for finding out more about me.
What was it like actually living behind that veil and having people sort of clawing for you?
It was very scary. It was scary times, especially because the only person I feared seeing my face was my friends, like personal friends at home.
But they knew you were making music.
Well, some of them didn't. I blocked most of them on my TikTok account, so they couldn't even see I was making the music.
After viral success on TikTok, PinkPantheress unmasked herself to the world, releasing her debut mixtape, To Hell With It, in 2021, featuring smash hits like Just For Me,
When you wipe your tears, do you wipe them just for me?
Pain,
No, I shouldn't be watching, 'cause every time I feel the pain.
and I Must Apologize.
I must apologize.
And if that beat sounds familiar, she's sampling Crystal Waters' legendary track, Gypsy Woman.
Her day I wouldn't be right without her makeup. Now you're acting paranoid. If I need you neither way, I felt inside.
For as consistent as your sound is, you're sampling from all over the map. I mean, like Linkin Park, Crystal Waters, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Where do your inspirations and your influences come from, and how do you thread that needle of creating that consistent sound?
I have a playlist, and the playlist hasn't been updated for like months, years actually. And I only have one playlist, and it has all the songs that I've ever liked. And I guess just listening to that playlist over and over again, I started picking up on some songs that had sections I really liked more than other sections of the song. And then when I find a section like that, I'm like, oh, I feel like I could use that and put it into something in my music.
Sampling and innovating, staples in her music. Now on tour, following the release of her 2023 album, Heaven Knows.
From someone who wanted to be anonymous, who wanted to be hidden, and now you're out in the open, and you have this incredibly close relationship with fans who would go to war for you. I mean, I think I just saw a clip of you signing a prosthetic leg.
Yeah. I think 13-year-old me would probably cry of, like, happiness, to be honest with you.
A Renaissance woman. For a time, Pink enrolled at the University of Arts London to study film. We see it in her approach to music videos, like Mosquito. And Nice to Meet You.
When I approached the director, I guess I just asked specifically, I want those very like Disney-like effects, as you can see in the music video. I wanted dancers, and I just wanted it to be simple white background. That's all I wanted. So I asked for those 3 things, and they fill in the gaps.
Are you still a film nerd? What do you go for? What are some of your favorite genres?
I'm always, always, always a psychological thriller girl.
This is a bit of a shock to know that you are such a horror fan, given how bubbly you are. I mean, and your music video is like, it's like a dreamscape, right?
It's like a dreamscape, but you know, I feel like if you really watch some of my videos, not this one, but if you watch some of them, there are definitely some moments where you can maybe like, oh, I can kind of see why she chose that particular aspect of this video, based off of horror.
Pink, in high demand, no longer courting TikTok. Rather, major collabs with the likes of Troye Sivan for the remix of Rush.
But you're still my sunshine. Take this with me. And I finished it, so I know I'm sure.
Lil Uzi Vert. And of course, Ice Spice. With her giant success, including winning the 2024 Producer of the Year award for Billboard's Women in Music, humility remains at Pink's core.
Americans assume we're more similar than we actually are. I feel like we're actually very different. It's all about like the American dream. It's all about, oh, you can do this, you can do this. But in the UK, we're literally taught that we kind of can't. And I guess it's a good thing and a bad thing. It teaches you to be humble, but it also, I guess, for a lot of people, it kind of makes them feel like we can't do things like this.
Have you gotten a chance to take a seat and smell the roses?
I don't think about things too deeply, and if I know it's going to stress me out, like, kind of just act like everything's a surprise.
Grounded to who she is, that continues with how she makes music.
I'm not going to the studio unless I have like a concrete reason to go. I can do most things from my bedroom. For example, like if I'm producing a song, I can stay in my bedroom and do it. If I'm recording, I can stay in my bedroom.
I heard you actually lost some of your hearing.
But this is.
Has it affected you creatively?
At first, it definitely like made me really sad and it made me not want to do any of my mixing anymore. I can't mix my own stuff. It's pretty hard.
And on stage, PinkPantheress prowls.
Is the life you're living now living up to those expectations?
100%, it's succeeding. It's so exciting.
What's next for you?
You tell me, honey.
Oh, what a success. You know you've made it when your songs are being covered by the Kids Bop kids. Yes, I have kids, hence why I'm listening to Kids Bop. But well done, Ashin. Thank you for that report Ashin sang for us. Moving on to the WNBA, they are expanding. They just announced an upcoming team in Canada. The new franchise, which has not been named yet, will be in Toronto. In celebration, Toronto's mayor declared today WNBA Day. It is the league's first team outside the U.S. We now turn to our weekly segment, TikTok, where we take a closer look at the story behind the sensation. I have a question for everyone. Who wants to go to the Four Seasons Orlando? That is the question taking the internet by storm, racking up more than 40 million views and more than 5 million likes in just days. But not for luxury travel. It's the enthusiasm of this 13-month-old baby that is captivating hearts. Take a look.
I have a question for everybody. Who wants to go to the Four Seasons Orlando?
Me.
Me too. Take me with you. Stephanie O'Brien, the baby's aunt, and Bailey and Will Wise, the parents, join us now. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us. Stephanie, you shared, by the way, I love your name. You shared this clip of your niece, Kate, who enthusiastically responded to her mother, Bailey. Suddenly, it became an overnight sensation. What have the past few days been like for you?
Yeah, it's been crazy. We definitely did not expect it. When I posted it, it was to maybe my 50 followers on TikTok, and the whole world seems to have seen it now. So it's been a really, really crazy week for us. And Kate has no idea that the whole world knows who she is.
She just like raises her little hand and finger just like right on cue. So adorable. Bailey and Will, how did you find out your family went viral?
So Saturday morning, got a text, and it was an investor in our business. Miss said, "Hey, I think you're going viral," and came down and told Bailey, and sure enough, he was right.
People from around the world are commenting and liking this video. And there was one comment that said, one person that said, "That's a professional human." And another one that said, "How does she even know what the Four Seasons Orlando is?" So I have to ask, Kate, hasn't even, been around for that long. She's 13 months old. How did she know about this? Did she just hear you guys talking about the Four Seasons a lot? How did she just kind of know that that's the hot spot?
So she has been once. She has had that privilege. She was little at that point in time. But honestly, when we're trying to plan a vacation or just do something on a whim, we engage our kids. We show them pictures. We try to get their reaction and see what they want to do, if they're interested or not. And that's what we did in this instance. And we couldn't have predicted her exact reaction, but certainly it seems to have really captured the world.
Yeah, it stuck with her. I mean, you guys have a long road ahead of you because, I mean, you're starting off with the Four Seasons, Orlando, and she's not booking travel herself, so that'll be hard to top. But given her enthusiasm, will you be going back to the Four Seasons soon?
We absolutely will. We're really excited. It's such a wonderful resort and so family friendly. And, you know, it's not so far from where we live. And so it's a great little easy weekend getaway for us. And, you know, we've been in communication with the Four Seasons and they've been so wonderful to talk to and work with. And they too are just so blown away by all of this. So we're really excited to see what's in store.
So Stephanie, what exactly did the Four Seasons say about baby Kate and possibly their new ambassador?
Well, they were really excited when they saw the video, and I think they were kind of speechless. Like, they definitely were not expecting it, and I don't think any brand is expecting that to happen. And also, you know, become such a phenomenon around the world. And they were really, really excited. And you know, it's only been, what's today? Thursday. It's only been really less than a week since it was posted. And so it's really early stages of conversations with them. And we're excited to see what comes of it.
Kate, hi! Who wants to go to the Four Seasons Orlando?
Me.
See, she is real. She is real, and she does answer the question. I love it. Big hug to baby Kate. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Bye. You can find more cute content at So Brizzle on TikTok. That is our show for this hour. I'm Stephanie Ramos, in for Lindsay Davis. Stay tuned to ABC News Live for more context and analysis of the day's top stories. Thanks so much for streaming with us. And coming up in the next hour, the severe weather sweeping the U.S. and what it may mean for your Memorial Day weekend plans. Plus, what happened when a massive stage collapsed at a political rally in Mexico?
Why do so many people start their day here?
From ABC News, this is Start Here.
To be in the know and get a different take on the day's top stories.
A lot of news today, so let's get into it.
Listen now to the Daily News Podcast honored with 4 Edward R. Murrow Awards and see why the New York Times calls it a news podcast worth listening to. Start Here, ABC News. Make it your daily first listen.
Now, that's a part of the story I bet you didn't see coming.
Wherever you get your podcasts, Start Here.
It's lunchtime in America, so what are we serving up?
Well, how about everything you need to know?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
Give it to me. Your health, your money, breaking news, pop culture, with the biggest stars, music, trends, and of course, good food. GMA 3, what you need to know. A third hour of GMA in the afternoon.
So join us, afternoons.
For everything you need to know. I love that.
Whenever news breaks,
we are here in Israel, a nation at war.
In Rolling Fork, this tornado tore through this town.
From Lewiston, Maine.
The scene of a horrific mass shooting.
From the scene of that deadly missile strike.
ABC News Live everywhere.
In Iceland, let's go.
On the 2024 campaign trail.
Here at 10 Downing Street.
Wherever the story is.
We're going to take you there.
You're streaming
ABC News Live.
ABC News Live.
You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live, streaming free everywhere. What does it take to be the most watched newscast in America?
An operation to capture ISIS fighters.
Is this our Combat Operations Center?
We're approaching the gate now. Militants came in from 4 or 5 different directions. Operational nuclear reactor. So you have a couple loaded and ready to go. The house is destroyed, but the flag, there's not a tear in it.
Not a tear in it.
How important is this label right here, Made in the USA? Look at your smile. You're proud of this.
I love this.
Great work.
Hi.
Where are you? Where are you?
Appreciate you.
Thank you, David. Good to meet you. Ismail? David.
David.
Yes. I'm David Muir.
I know who you are.
You
Watch
do?
you every night.
ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
Whenever, wherever news breaks, it's so important to always remember that lives are changed. Here in London, in Buffalo,
Uvalde, Texas,
Edinburgh, Scotland.
reporting from Rolling Fork, Mississippi.
Ukrainian refugees here in Warsaw. We're heading to a small community outside of Mexico City, getting you behind the stories as they happen. ABC News Live Prime. We'll take you there.
Stream ABC News Live weeknights wherever you stream your news. Only on ABC News Live.
Reporting from Monterey Park, California, I'm Robin Roberts. Wherever the story is, we're going to take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
Good evening, everyone. This is ABC News Live Prime. I'm Stephanie Ramos. Thanks so much for streaming with us. We've got a lot of news to get to this evening, including the record-breaking day of travel across the country as millions of travelers get set to celebrate the Memorial Day weekend. We'll have an update on when to hit the road and skies and what the unofficial start of summer could look like with severe weather alerts impacting Americans coast to coast. Plus, the late development tonight, the state of Louisiana passing a bill to classify abortion pills as controlled substances. The ripple effects the newly passed bill could have. And 2 years since the Robb Elementary shooting in Uvalde, Texas. We're taking a look at the documentary that follows the staff of the town's local newspaper as they struggled to cover the tragedy all too close to home. But we begin with the severe weather threat as millions of Americans are set to hit the road or take to the sky in record numbers for Memorial Day weekend. Nearly 30 million people from Texas to the Dakotas are under threats for possible tornadoes, dangerous wind, and large hail. Dangerous thunderstorms hit the New York City area today. The storms come on one of the busiest travel days of the year. More than 4,000 flights have been delayed so far. So what's to come this weekend? Ginger Z will have the forecast in just a moment, but first, Trevor Alt leads us off from LaGuardia Airport.
Tonight, extreme weather threatening to upend Memorial Day weekend plans for a record number of families hitting the roads and skies. Powerful storms slamming New York City this morning, 60-mile-an-hour winds taking down trees and power lines in the suburbs.
It went from 0 to 60. There was just, it sounded like a freight train, wind, rain pouring down, and power went out.
Severe thunderstorms have led to a ground stoppage here at LaGuardia and several other airports around New York. That's going to impact all these people who are taking off, plus all the planes that are flying in. And this is a big enough hub that's going to have a ripple effect nationwide.
The FAA says this is the busiest Memorial Day for air travel in nearly 15 years, with today being the busiest day of the entire stretch. More than 53,000 flights expected to take off. The FAA telling GMA it's all hands on deck for their 45,000 employees.
We're not anticipating delays from staffing, but the weather is out of our control.
And the weather has been at times out of control. Overnight, an EF2 tornado with 120-mile-an-hour winds tearing through Temple, Texas, north of Austin, and in Greenfield, Iowa, where we now know the tornado that killed 4 people and injured dozens was an EF4 with winds up to 185 miles an hour. They're now racing to clean up those obliterated neighborhoods with more severe weather bearing down again tonight.
Let's get right to ABC's chief meteorologist, Ginger Z. Ginger, what is the holiday weekend forecast looking like?
Stephanie, I wish I had better news, but there is a lot of severe weather to come. So let's go ahead and dive in, because tonight we just got a brand new tornado watch. It includes Elk City, Oklahoma, Clinton, down to San Angelo, Texas. That goes until 11, but there are pockets of severe thunderstorms from Kentucky and Tennessee right over back into Nebraska and South Dakota. That's the line I want your eye to go to when we track this thing through the night. So let's watch the radar and the future cast, as we call it, that'll take that, and you could easily see 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts right through Lincoln or Omaha. Some of those tornadoes or severe thunderstorms in Oklahoma and Texas tonight. But watch that blob of red, the highlighted area that you need to be on the lookout for. Madison and Milwaukee get in it tomorrow afternoon and evening, Chicago, down through southern Illinois, and even into Little Rock and Dallas. Now, by Saturday and Sunday, we're going to go well beyond just the damaging wind with the isolated tornado. We're going to ramp up the tornado threat quite a bit. All of the ingredients are coming together with that next storm. So Kansas, Oklahoma, North Texas, and then that's on Saturday. And then Sunday, centered on Paducah, we really want people to have 2 ways of getting warnings. This is going to keep growing. I anticipate they will up this probably into that second highest level of threat by the time we wrap our Sunday. So a big Memorial Day weekend ahead, and only going to add to these numbers. It's no surprise that we are above average, Stephanie. 705 tornadoes so far this year. Average is 578, and most, actually more than half of that 705 came in just the last few weeks.
Wow, that is just incredible. I know there were so many people hoping for better weather this weekend, but you have a lot to look out for. Thank you so much, Ginger.
You got it.
Now to newly released police video showing the confrontation between the world's #1 golfer, Scottie Scheffler, and a police officer directing traffic in Louisville. Scheffler has been charged with assaulting the officer. Tonight, what authorities are saying the video reveals and why the police chief says the officer violated policy. Here's Steve Osinsami with that video.
In street camera video that Louisville police are sharing tonight, there are large buses blocking the view, so it's impossible to see what happened before this car pulls up to the entrance at the PGA Championships. But attorneys for Scottie Scheffler say that the pictures help prove that the champion golfer behind the wheel is innocent.
My situation will get handled. It was just it was a chaotic situation and a big misunderstanding.
What you do see is Scheffler pulling up to the entrance with police detective Brian Gillis running after him. There was a fatal accident on the road, and the golfer was trying to make it through traffic for an early start. People are now asking questions about the detective's police report, where he says Scheffler refused to comply with his directions and dragged him with his car so badly that parts of his uniform were damaged beyond repair. None of that is seen in either of the two videos police are releasing that show them arresting the golfer and walking him in handcuffs without incident.
He's going to jail, and it ain't nothing you can do about it.
Police today announced that they're disciplining Detective Gillis for not having turned on his body camera, which would have answered many questions.
We understand the seriousness of the failure to capture this interaction, which is why our officer has received corrective action for this policy violation.
But police say they still aren't dropping the charges against the golfer. He's still facing possible jail time for felony assault, reckless driving, and other charges.
Everything that is out there supports exactly what Scottie has said from the start. Scottie Scheffler didn't do anything wrong. We're not interested in settling the case. We will either try it or it'll be dismissed.
Scheffler was playing at a tournament in Texas today.
Scheffler's court appearance set for next month. Our thanks to Steve Osinsami. Louisiana is now expected to become the first state to designate abortion pills as dangerous controlled substances, putting them in the same category as opioids. The state legislature passed a bill making it a crime. ABC's Rachel Scott has these details.
Tonight, Louisiana poised to become the first state in the nation to classify 2 abortion pills as dangerous controlled substances. The state legislator now sending the bill to the Republican governor, who's expected to sign it into law.
29 yeas and 7 nays, and the bill has been concurred in.
Abortion is already banned in Louisiana, but this bill would make even possessing the abortion pills without a prescription punishable by jail time and hefty fines. It's designed to crack down on their illegal distribution.
These pills can be used for dangerous and harmful acts.
Drugs designated as dangerous controlled substances are typically ones with potential for addiction and abuse, not abortion pills.
These medications are used in emergent situations for women all the time, and nobody disagrees with that.
Abortion pills are used in more than half of abortions in the U.S. In Louisiana, doctors will now be required to get special licenses to obtain the drugs.
I worry that there will be some stigma and some taboo if the government is saying this should be controlled.
Tonight, the Biden administration pointing the finger squarely at Donald Trump, who appointed 3 of the Supreme Court justices who overturned Roe v. Wade. Vice President Kamala Harris tweeting, "Absolutely unconscionable. Let's be clear, Donald Trump did this." Louisiana is one of 21 states to ban or severely restrict access to abortion since Roe was overturned. Trump has taken credit for sparking the change.
We broke Roe v. Wade, and we did something that nobody thought was possible. We gave it back to the states, and the states are working very brilliantly.
Our thanks to Rachel. Tonight, one of the 5 Americans charged in the Turks and Caicos is back in the United States. Michael Evans has been charged with possession of firearms or ammunition. The Turks and Caicos government says Evans has been allowed to travel back to the U.S. for medical reasons. He is battling cancer. The 72-year-old had pleaded guilty to the charge but has not been sentenced. The other 4 Americans remain in Turks and Caicos for further hearings. The 4 men accused of being part of an international crime operation are under arrest tonight after being accused of traveling to the U.S. to commit burglaries. The group camouflaged cameras in plants and used Wi-Fi signal jammers to target homes. Officials tonight saying the men are from Colombia and traveled to the U.S. to engage in burglary tourism, an issue now widespread enough some police departments are setting up specialized task forces. We still have much more to get to here on Prime. Coming up, tomorrow marks 2 years since the deadly mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. We're taking a look at the documentary that follows the staff of the local newspaper as they struggled to cover the tragedy all close to home. But up next, the latest on the Israeli military's advance on the southern Gaza city of Rafah.
Whenever news breaks,
We are here in Israel, a nation at war after that brutal surprise attack by Hamas.
On the ground in Ukraine, reporting from Lewiston, Maine.
The scene of a horrific mass shooting.
ABC News Live is right there everywhere.
From the scene of that deadly missile strike in Dnipro, Ukraine.
Reporting from the earthquake in Turkey.
In Rolling Fork, this tornado tore through this little town.
From the most devastating disaster in Hawaii.
From Charleston, South Carolina, on the 2024 campaign trail.
In Iceland, let's go.
Traveling with the president in Mexico City.
Wherever the story.
From the front lines, from southern Israel.
Outside the Gaza Strip.
In Beirut. From the FBI.
Reporting from the nurses on the picket line.
Here at 10 Downing Street in London.
Streaming live to you.
Wherever the story is.
Wherever the story is.
Wherever the story is, we're going to take you there.
You're streaming
ABC News Live.
ABC News Live.
You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live, streaming free everywhere. America's #1 streaming news.
If you were coming of age in the 1980s, the Brat Pack was near the center of your cultural awareness. But for those of us experiencing it from the inside, the Brat Pack was something very different. If you could have the Brat Pack name not exist, would you? I hated the Brat Pack. What a disaster.
Why did we take it as an offense?
Andrew? I'm not going to say we were the Beatles or anything. Well, we didn't fill Shea Stadium.
1985? I think we could have.
What does it take to be the most watched newscast in America?
We are part of an operation.
Is this our combat operations center?
We're approaching the gate. Militants came in from different directions. Nuclear reactor. So you have a couple loaded and ready to go. The house is destroyed, but the flag...
Not a tear in it.
How important made the USA. Great work.
Hi. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Ismael? David.
I'm David Muir.
I know who you are.
You
Watch
do?
you every night.
ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
Reporting from Seoul, South Korea, I'm Britt Clennett. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
We're tracking several headlines around the world. In Mexico, a stage collapsed at an election campaign rally, killing 9 people and injuring dozens. Video of the accident showed the concert-style structure suddenly falling forward into the crowd. Even after it fell, high winds continued to rip apart the stage, sending politicians and attendees scrambling for cover. Israeli forces say they are moving deeper in the southern Gaza city of Rafah. The Israeli military reports troops are now fighting Hamas near the city center. The IDF claims it is trying not to harm civilians during the operation. Hundreds of thousands have been evacuated. French President Emmanuel Macron has agreed to delay voting reform that triggered deadly riots on the French-ruled Pacific island of New Caledonia. After a day of talks with local leaders, he said he will not implement the reform by force and will seek a new political agreement. At least 6 people have died in more than a week of riots over plans that would allow French residents who have lived in New Caledonia for 10 years to vote. 2 years ago tomorrow, a teenager armed with an assault-style weapon entered Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. And while law enforcement waited outside for instruction. The gunman killed 19 children and 2 teachers. A new ABC News documentary follows the journalists at the local newspaper, the Uvalde Leader News, as they scrambled to cover the massacre in their own small town and the challenges they faced as they pressed for answers from local officials, even as many of the paper's staff struggled with their own grief and loss.
I have covered child homicides before. I have requested autopsies. And now my daughter's autopsy will be made public one day.
Reporter Kimberly Rubio, who we just heard in that clip, and Uvalde Leader News publisher Craig Garnett are with us now. Thank you both for joining us. Kimberly, I want to start with our sincerest condolences. You lost your 10-year-old daughter, Lexi, in that mass shooting in Uvalde. It's been 2 years. You're now an activist on gun control issues. How are you getting by every day, and also what's next for you?
I think the first year you're in shock and numb. I think year 2 is extremely difficult. I've seen it with my own family, with my other children. We stay busy. I don't think I'll ever accept what has happened, so I stay busy.
And Craig, I want to ask you, can you take us back to those first few days and weeks after the shooting? What were your instructions to Kimberly, to your staff, for the coverage and the investigation that followed?
Our news staff was bowled over by the events, and we struggled for the first 2 or 3 days to even act like we knew what we were doing. Our first paper, which was 2 days after the event on Thursday, was put together not haphazardly, but under duress. As it turned out, it was a wonderful product for what it was. Then as time went by, we sort of gathered our senses and began to go about reporting in what was a fairly routine, although difficult way.
And Craig, just as yourself and Kimberly, I've covered some really horrific stories, and it's really hard to be in that moment and do your job and also kind of control your emotions. Were you concerned about your staff at all during this time?
Of course. I mean, it was trauma, a great deal of which came from our nearness to Kimberly and Lexi, and for the other families, children and teachers who didn't live that day. So, yeah, I worried about them. It's an overwhelming thing to try to cover when these are people you love and are near to, and you just simply go sort of sleepwalking, I guess, through the days. But we gained more balance as time went on, but it was a struggle, and it still is.
Of course, it's such an extremely difficult situation, and I'm sure a pain that just never goes away. Kimberly, yesterday the city of Uvalde announced a settlement with most of the victims' families. The agreement includes a promise to overhaul the city's police force. As we know, those officers stood outside that classroom for more than an hour. How does this settlement sit with you and the other families?
I can only speak for myself. The settlement is a step in the right direction, a step toward healing, but it is in no way justice. We are still waiting for the newly hired police chief to decide whether there'll be any terminations, to decide if there will be structural changes. He's promised increased training and equipment, and we're going to hold him to that.
Kimberly, we want you to know that we hold Lexi in our hearts. She will never be forgotten. We are so supportive of you and the other families. Thank you, Kimberly, for sharing your journey with us. And thank you, Craig, as well, for speaking with us. We wish you both the best as your community continues to grapple with the impact of this mass shooting. The documentary Print It Black premieres tomorrow night here on ABC News Live and on Hulu. And coming up, Beach Boys co-founder and chief lyricist Mike Love is still touring, and he's joining us to talk about a new documentary on the iconic band.
Why do so many people start their day here?
From ABC News, this is Start Here.
To be in the know and get a different take on the day's top stories.
A lot of news today, so let's get into it.
Listen now to the Daily News Podcast honored with 4 Edward R. Murrow Awards and see why the New York Times calls it a news podcast worth listening to. Start Here, ABC News. Make it your daily first listen.
Now, that's a part of the story I bet you didn't see coming.
Wherever you get your podcasts, Start Here.
I experienced a lot of heartache. I'm a tough woman, but it's not easy. You're gonna feel lonely. It's taken me a really long time to even get to this moment.
And the CMA Award for
Entertainer of the Year
goes to
Lainey Wilson.
That was a mic drop.
The Entertainer of the Year, baby.
I do see the bell bottoms and the hat as my superhero outfit.
Wild horses. The Sisters of Nicole Brown Simpson.
How do you live with 30 years of rage and heartbreak?
Their first TV interview in 30 years.
Our top story, the death of O.J. Simpson.
Did it change anything for you?
The horror they discovered their sister Nicole faced from her secret diaries and behind closed doors.
It was just frightening. I just wish that I had known more. My sister lived in hell.
The Diane Sawyer interview.
The pain doesn't go away.
Tuesday morning on GMA.
What does it take to be the most watched newscast in America?
We are part of an operation.
Is this our Combat Operations Center?
We're approaching the gate. Militants came in from different directions. Nuclear reactor. So you have a couple loaded and ready to go. The house is destroyed, but the flag...
Not a tear in it.
How important it made the USA.
Great work.
Hi, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Ismael?
David.
David.
I'm David Muir.
I know who you are.
You
Watch
do?
you every night.
ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
Our next guest has been having fun performing on stages across the world for more than 60 years. Now the story of the Beach Boys is finally being told in a new Disney Plus documentary. Here's a clip.
That was our band. Our first thing we ever learned was a tune called Their Hearts Were Full of Spring.
There's a story told of a very gentle boy.
Yeah, boy.
Mike Love is here, Beach Boys co-founder and chief lyricist. Mike Love in the studio is joining us now and singing along to that clip, which is pretty neat to hear you do right here live and in person. I have to tell you, Mike, I was introduced to the Beach Boys when you guys were on Full House a number of times as a kid. And you were introduced to a new generation back then, and here it is. It's happening again. How does that feel?
It feels fantastic. And we're so blessed to be able to do, do our music for a lifetime. It was a family hobby when we first started out. We would literally get together and Christmas carol around the neighborhood, or for every birthday party, or Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, whatever it was always about music. The point being that music has always been a part of our lives, and the generation before us, our generation, and subsequently as well. And so it's just a blessing, to be able to do what we love to do, which is harmonize and sing together for 6 decades now. And all of that music leading to the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
There is so much archival footage used in this film that's on Disney Plus. How did you feel watching it back and kind of reliving your journey, your story, and to see the global impact that you've had? Honestly, the feelings were varied because, there's a couple of guys that aren't with us anymore. My cousin Dennis passed away in 1983. My cousin Carl died I think a little over 25 years ago from lung cancer, which, you know, and so those are tragedies and those are, you know, so you're sad. But then there's the wonderful part of it, you know, the getting together and the singing and the success and record after record that, you know, comes out on the radio and you know, and it being known all around the world. We had fan letters from Russia. Our records were played in China. You know, a guy from the Middle East said, we had your LPs in Iran in the summer. We'd play them at the beach, whatever beach they went to. So it's worldwide. It transcends ethnic groups, religions, cultures, you name it. And so it's been our honor to express those good vibrations to everyone.
So let's talk about Pet Sounds. It is revered as one of the best albums of all time, but the label didn't originally believe in it. How was that for you to know that you had something so good, but here you had another naysayer saying, no way, it's not gonna work?
The thing was that they have a marketing department, they have promotion people and stuff, and the A&R guy, artist and repertoire, he was the nicest guy you'd ever meet in the music business. His name is Carl Engelman. He says to Brian and I, after we played the record, he says, gee, guys, that's nice, but couldn't you do something more like California Girls or I Get Around or Fun, Fun, Fun or Surfing USA or whatever? And well, no, really. But it took forever to not forever, but a long time for it to become a gold album and then a platinum album. But the thing it was really listened to by our peers. In fact, Bruce Johnston, who took Glenn Campbell's place, who had taken Brian's place, my cousin Brian departed from the touring group in late 1964. Well, Bruce took the album Pet Sounds to England and played it for Paul McCartney and John Lennon. They played it twice through. And they became our biggest promotion men because they loved the album. You know, Paul McCartney said God Only Knows was a perfect song and it's one of his, if not his favorite, one of his favorites, you know, which is high praise coming from Sir Paul, who's very talented, you know.
You mentioned earlier that you're still performing. You recently performed at Stagecoach to a crowd of more than 80,000 people.
It was huge.
And you're still touring. How does it feel to have so many people of all different ages still singing your songs?
It's totally awesome. In fact, in Stagecoach, our sound mixer had to turn up the volume of this to compete with the sound of the crowd who was singing along on some of the songs. Yeah, it was amazing.
That is really neat. And I am going to start playing the Beach Boys for my boys because they need to know these songs. And then we can all sing along.
That's right.
Well, thank you, Mike Love. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate meeting you and speaking with you. Congratulations on all your success.
And I'm wearing my Kokomo cap because Kokomo Spirits. Club Kokomo Spirits.
Yes.
Club Kokomo Spirits.com.
Thanks, Mike. You can see Mike on tour with the band this summer and in the fall. And of course, the documentary Beach Boys starts streaming on Disney Plus tomorrow. That is our show for tonight. I'm Stephanie Ramos, in for Lindsay Davis. ABC News Live is here for you all night with the latest news, context, and analysis. And of course, you can always find us on Hulu, Roku, Pluto TV, the ABC News app, and of course, on abcnews.com.
Whenever news breaks,
we are here in